So, friends, solar energy to lignite, quite a change. This question we'll seek to answer through our eyes, how GMDC sees it and how Gujarat sees it. First, I'd like to introduce who we are. We are the state's premier mining PSU. Many things here, but I'd like to highlight three of them. It's a Fortune 500 company. Principally, at the moment, our revenue comes from lignite, but we will be moving into the critical minerals space. And we are the only state PSU which has significant assets outside our state. Why Gujarat? Why lignite? Why should you listen to us? A few slides just to give you a perspective on us. GMDC has done well and rather quite well in the past few years. We have churned out amongst the best numbers in the years. This is good enough. While the profitability has gone up, the market valuation has become 6 times. This is just 3 years. Just take it back one more year, the M cap has become 10 times. Why would or this happen, or how could this happen? We looked at 2 benchmarks, 3 years performance and 3 years before that, when we averaged it out. So every rupee that used to be invested in GMDC by an investor, you were losing 21 paisa. In the past 3 years, and we were at the bottom of the curve. These are our peers. Fast forward 3 years, we are way ahead of everybody. Every rupee that gets invested will generate 88 paisa. That 6x, 10x market valuation, I believe this slide does more justice to it. A few years ago, again the same 3-year benchmark, our asset base was only 60,000 crore of assets we were sitting on. Today, we own monetizable assets of 7 lakh crore of rupees. Now we come down to the topic that we had set out to address. Lignite globally and lignite in India. How do you contextualize a resource like this? Lignite, this is how it is spread out across the globe. The Americas, Europe, Australia depend on it for their energy needs. India has substantial assets. Not the best example, but the German war machine at one time was fueled by this. The Chinese chemical foray has been fueled by this. This is an important mineral. This is not the younger brother of coal. This is an important mineral. How has lignite been viewed globally by a wide array of countries? Now, Greece says we'll wind down, and they wound down. Germany said we'll wind down, but they are ramping up now. Indonesia, we are going to ramp up production. China, we are going to ramp up production and downstream integration both. This mineral is here for a few decades. Friends before me were talking about these two blue bars. This is how the capacity is going to change, the power mix. The blue bar, portion of the bar represents renewable energy. It is going to expand. But the base load, the grid stabilizer, something which ensures functions like this keep on happening without a hitch, is thermal power. Even that is growing. To take care of this blue bar, we need this one. Lignite assets, 3 places only. Tamil Nadu, number 1. Significant number 1. Distant number 2, Rajasthan. Distant number 3, Gujarat. How would Gujarat and GMDC take care of its lignite for the good of its people and the nation? दोस्तों, गुजरात की कंपनी है. We deliver more value. Solid fuel reserves, Gujarat has only 0.8% of the national kitty. But we generate considerable value. We contribute 8%. These are the big boys, these 3 ones. But Gujarat ki company hai, we bring more value. In this context, now our journey. Virtually, the entire lignite resource base of the state is with us. We have been entrusted with this responsibility to monetize it, take care of it, and develop it for our people. Currently, our current mines have a reserve of around 100 million ton. We are going to add 360 million ton more. The existing projects are going to ramp down, the new ones are going to come up. This is going to happen. In the coming 3 to 4 years, मैं आपसे decades की बात नहीं करूँगा. Our energy company, GUVNL, and the Energy Survey Agency, they again surveyed and looked at the gap in the energy demand that is going to emerge. 65% increase in peak demand, 70% increase in energy requirement. Again, not decades, 6 to 7 years. In light of this, we looked at all our geological reserves. And we looked at it thoroughly. Mineable kitne hain? And then, how many of them can actually be monetized, developed, to take them to the next stage? So, we did this exercise and we came down to this number. 150 million tons. So, at the moment, GMDC has a relatively small thermal footprint of 250 megawatt plant. It is going to become 1500 megawatts. Now, why is this good news? This should be heresy here. Imported coal से domestic coal का footprint 80% कम है. Domestic coal से locally available solid fuel का footprint again is lesser by 70% further. So if this lignite is utilized in situ in Gujarat, This is the best option. Best के ऊपर क्या होता है? Even better or even best, I don't know, my grammar would fail. So the second option is this. South Gujarat, our industrial belt, Bhavnagar, again industrial belt. These are places where we have deep-seated lignite reserves, which can't be mined conventionally, but this can be exploited, this can be gasified. These are big industrial clusters. Resource is available very close to the consumption center. So what we did, we roped in the best technical advisors, both government and private, and we spent a lot of money on checking the feasibility or viability of our lignite for gasification. Look at this, carbon conversion efficiency. All our resources are extremely, extremely suitable for coal gasification or lignite gasification, whatever you might call it. Yes, they're suitable. So what do you do with it? So there are two journeys. This is energy. This is an energy resource. What do you do with it? There are two journeys you can take. One is the energy journey, and the second is the chemicals journey. Again, just look at this. I believe the friends who just left, they would have liked to see this. The cost of raw gas per MMBTU comes in the range of $4 to $5. These are numbers that these bigger firms can work with. Of course, the chemical journey, methanol, hydrogen, all this is extremely viable and feasible. Again, not decades. This is an even best option 5 to 7 years from now. So we have begun the journey now. Now, while we are going to be in this space, we are very conscious of reducing our carbon footprint. So all GMDC mines have been digitized, the operations have been digitized, the carbon footprint is already on the decline. We are going to be moving towards embedding conditions for zero emission trucks in our upcoming mining contracts. And of course, we are going to or planning to move towards selling our lignite by value, by GCV value. So friends, this is my last slide. No thank you. An invitation to everyone, people present here, to look at all these options. Option 1 is something which all of us know, we understand very well. Option 2 to 5 are the options where we seek to entice you to get engaged with us, increasing degree of complexity and increasing degree of investment. But then our preliminary studies, and they are ongoing, they are moving to the next stage, power generation, methanol, creating ammonia, and finally blue hydrogen. Again, complexity and expenditure increases. Our resources, as I pointed out, are in those clusters where you have both the resource and industry side by side. Thank you, friends. Please partner with us. Thank you.